Hello and welcome to the Shooting Outdoors channel pellet trial. Today is the Weihrauch F&T Special .22. So, made in Germany by H&N GmbH, assumedly to Weihrauch specifications. They're very similar in design and weight though to the H&N Field Target Trophy, so there's clearly something Weihrauch liked about the base H&N design. The H&N Field Target Trophy review we've already done, so feel free to watch that afterwards. First impressions, you get a high contrast Weihrauch logo which draws your attention to the tin. There's a good representation of the pellets just below the, underlever with a foresight, so what, 77? Yeah, hope I got that right. The model of the pellets displayed in white against a green background. Incidentally, that green will change colour with the pellet type. Now as stated, these are F&T specials. They're a 14.66 grain, 5.5 something millimetre .22 pellet, of which you get 200 in a tin, so 3/5 less than we're used to seeing. Back of the tin is the label, which gives us the 5.5 something as a 5.51 millimetre diameter head. It also confirms then that these are H&N made pellets. Also on the back is the price that I paid for them, but we'll discuss that in a minute. Opening the twist lid, we do like twist lids. No makeup pad equals disappointed wife, and we get a very dull looking pellet suggesting softer lead, but don't be fooled, these are a medium hardness. It's actually the coating that's dull. Split lines are not pronounced, which is excellent. They are there but just not pronounced, and they have the same cone skirt board design as the H&N Field Target Trophies, so ultimately a meatier skirt, no dinged pellets. Now the drawing was interesting because there was very little editing to do between this one and the H&N Field Target Trophy drawing, and the shadowgraph picture that I'm putting up now will support what I'm about to say next. I did think for a second that Weihrauch, which is on the left, were rebranding the FTTs on the right, until I noticed that there was a waist has a band around it as if it's been sort of turned on a lathe. Now the Field Target Trophy don't have such a pronounced band, so I think these are either a rebranded obsolete FT Field Target Trophy design or reworked, rejected FTTs, and that band will say fixed maybe as a weight problem and possibly a dimensional problem for the coating. Realistically, what I'm saying is hearsay, but you can sort of see why I think this. Now let's talk cost, because this tin was really hard to swallow at £6.49 for 200. This was from, unfortunately, ontargetrange.co.uk. Don't think I'm ever going to be welcome back there after saying that. But pellpacks.co.uk, they came in on the first Google search at £4.99, sorry, a whole £1.50 cheaper. And solware.co.uk, sorry potential sponsor, can't control Google, came in at £4.50, a whole £1.99 cheaper than the ass raping that I got. So that works out at an astonishing £16.23 for 500 if you buy at the receipted price, or £11.25 for 500 if you bought at Solware. So if you thought the sovereigns were steep, then think again, because it's £16.23, wow. But what they do over on Target is drop the price of the more expensive pellets by raising the price of the cheaper ones, so that's how it works out, and I know it actually works out better, so it's not all bad from them or from on Target. But if you like the day states, they deliver the tightest group in the table, then cost is probably negligible, especially if you're shopping around. So the main cost over the scored 200 would be £5.33, because you can't buy half tins, can you? So you can't use a cost of 500. But for reference, if you bought 5 tins to make 2 500 quantity tins, so to speak, the mean would work out at £13.31 per tin. Now it wouldn't actually affect the overall score whichever way you use it, and you'll see that when we go into the score. Moving into quality, we already had a good look at them, so let's just focus on the section pellet. when you look at it, you can see how field target trophy-ish they are, but the key thing really is this drawing. As if you go back over the FTT review, you'll see that there are stark similarities. And the deformation, that's pretty good, as you can see there. Like I said, they're a medium weight pellet, they're not a soft pellet. The head pulls nicely around into the waist, meaning it's going to grab any kind of meat in there and twist it. We like that. The 32-piece sample though, this is the shocker, and it links directly into delivery, as you'll see shortly. The last entry, that number 32, was measured to death, and each time I got the same result. The significance of that number 32 means that the quality score for the spread is a whopping 1.09 millimeters. Now, if you remove that one pellet, it'll drop drastically down to 0.87 millimeters. Now, this is one area where the pellet falls down, and my rework reject theory starts to become a bit more plausible. The means then are 6.52 millimeters in length, same as the FTT. Head diameter is 5.53, same as the FTT. The skirt length is 2.7 millimeters, not the same as FTT, but they have been fettled around this area where I measure, and the weight is 14.52 grains, which is lighter than advertised. Now, just for reference, FTTs are 15.15 grains, which are way heavier than advertised. So if you take that band, a little bit of meat off it, will you end up at 14.52 grains? Just going off my rework theory, which is total hearsay. Scooting over to delivery then, they actually put in an acceptable target, don't they? But let's just review that number 32 again. Let's bring that back up, because that one flyer in target 2 causes that extra few millimeters that would have been a game changer for this pellet. But other than that, they're all within a 1-inch disc, so they are usable for hunting out to 25 yards indoors. Long range indications over a 5-shot group is very impressive, but it is a small group, and I just don't think that I picked a flyer. I feel confident though that if I shot a 10-shot group, I would have had a flyer in it, which would have changed that picture. You have to live with it on your conscience whether you have a wild rogue pellet that wounds or throws you off a field target course. It's ultimately your call. Scores then? Well, as they are under £7.50 a tin, it does get a 4, but it's nailed down in quantity, which is reflected as a 2. But if you went back and did it over 500 of the costs I've seen in the means, then you still end up with a 2 times a 4. You're still basically going to get 8. Quality, the 32 oddball has really hurt it, and it scores a 2 as a result. Delivery without the flyer would be a 14, a 13 and a 13.3mm mean, which would be an FTT beater. But it's there, so it's got to be a 14, 17, 13, which gives you a 14.6mm mean group against the FTT's 14mm mean. Yeah. Altogether then, final score that you'll see is 48, but let's just go into that 32 oddball again. Without that, you'd be looking at a score of 72, which would actually lift it off the bottom row. They're an okay pellet in my opinion, but the H&F Field Target Trophy, I think it's the better pellet in my opinion. I also think you're probably going to find it cheaper, but if you use these and you like them, then hey, that's fair enough. They're not the worst pellet in the, well, yeah, okay, they're at the bottom of the table, but they're not that bad if you can eliminate them flyers, sort your pellets. We have one more 2.2 pellet to do, and then it's back into 177 land for 2 goes, and then we'll probably go back into 2.2 because I've got a stack of 2.2 pellets to get through. As always, feel free to comment, don't troll, that's what kids do. Check out the Facebook page at Shooting Outdoors channel, do the Instagram thing, shooting_and_outdoors. It's just odd pics that we take at filming sessions, but as we grow, we might as well use them and throw them in there for your pleasure. As always, stay safe, shoot straight, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, goodbye.